Listen, for those of you guys who don't know, I am the founder of Ignite Your Glow, which is a whole movement. Listen, created for faith-driven women just like yourselves who are ready to amplify your voice and really just begin to redefine what's possible in the process. That being said, we just coming in live right quick. I'm on break, so I figured I'll come out and just do a quick video with you guys. Yeah. So the conversation that was really just coming to mind when I was on my Facebook a few minutes ago was really just helping you guys to just be able to just clap where you are, like celebrate where you are, celebrate the achievements that you have been able to make thus far, and really just beginning to overcome the challenges of seeing yourselves as small. I don't know who feels as though they need to shrink back in this season. I don't know who feels as though that they can't come out as who they are, but I need you to understand in this season, in this hour, that God is not asking you to look like anybody else, to talk like anybody else, but to truly and fully just be you. Listen, we live in this world, right, where we have to constantly, adhere to the rules and etc., which, makes sense. But at the same time, so many people have all these different personas, right? They have all these different, facades. They have to act a certain way, look a certain way, and they're not able to truly just embrace who they are. But I want you to understand that in this season, that God is asking you to just be you. Because what you don't realize is the value that's inside of you is so much bigger than what you can imagine. Last night, there was a little post that I had saw, and it's very similar to the concept of a bottle of water and how its value changes depending on the environment. But I wanted to bring a different picture to you because this post blew my mind, and I was like, yo, I gotta share it. So this post was a picture of a steel bar. And in the bar, the guy described it, or whoever described it, that this bar was worth, it was 10 pounds. And I think he said it was worth $40. But he said that was just in its raw state, right? That it was worth that much. But he said if you began to change the state of that bar, the value began to change. He said if you was to take that bar going from just being a bar and then be able to just change it over and make it into something different, that value can now increase from $40 to $400. And then taking it into $400 and making it $400,000. Now, what kind of items could you make? For one, he talked about medical needles. Medical needles are very valuable items, but what are they made from? Metal. So that same metal bar that was once worth $40 is now worth $400 because of the needles that it was able to make. But then he took it a step further in that same post and said, but what if you decide to say, I'm going to take this same bar that was worth 40 and I'm going to make it into watch springs instead. And now you have all these little pieces of watch springs, and now the value increases to being how much? 400,000. So I just want you to understand that in that post, the man was stating that the value of who you are and what you're capable or able to do. Hey guys, what's going on? Hi Kai, how are you? Was just understanding that your value was only shifting because of what you were able to do with what you have. See, some of you guys are looking at yourselves in the mirror thinking like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, X, Y, and Z. But that's because you're perceiving your value based on maybe where you are today. Or maybe you're perceiving your value on what you have yet to actually succeed or what you have yet to actually do. But I bet you right now, if you was to begin to write that book, start that business, or do something else, you'll begin to see the value shift and change. There was a woman that I was watching yesterday. I forget her name, y'all, so forgive me. But she was talking about how she became a speaker at a young age. And she became a speaker when she was doing pageants. And she was like, but she had such this class about her that people adults, 30s, 40s, corporations were asking this young teenager, hey, can you come into our organization and talk to us? So think about that concept for a moment. People look at teenagers and think there's no value there because they don't have that much life experiences, yada, yada. But see, her gift of talking, her gift of being able to communicate, her gift of being able to relate provided a different value. And that value opened up doors and spaces and places that could now recognize what it was that she had to offer. See, some of you don't realize that who you are is the greatest gift that needs to be said on this earth even now. See, some of you don't realize that what you have in your hands is who you are, your story, your testimony, what you've been able to overcome. See, what she was highlighting in the podcast that I was listening to was that some of you guys have the concept of resiliency already built inside of you because of what you've gone through. And you see that resiliency is needed even now. Here's why. Because there are corporations right now that are needing people to be encouraged because of the state of the economy. So when you can bring somebody in that can showcase the strength and how to overcome, then they are able to be encouraged and motivated to continue to do what? Their current job. You see, your story has the ability to not only just be there for motivational value, but it can create change and it can create impact. You see, some people don't realize that their story can do so much more than just be told in a conversation randomly among strangers. You see, your story is something that can shift nations. Don't you guys, is far more according to the limited belief of what you have at this moment. According to the limited belief of what you have at this moment, that is not the value that God placed on you. So watch his value. Watch him use your story. Watch him use your testimony, and watch him boom it in a way where it gives him all the glory. I gotta go because apparently the internet having the whole moment. But yes, listen, if you feel encouraged, like, share, subscribe. Peace and blessings to all of you guys. And I hope you all will have an amazing day. Bye for now. For now.